Guys, I just got back from freestyle session and oh my goodness, it was worth it. It was such a good time. There was parts where it could have been a bad time. There was parts where I'm like, man, I'm worried. I don't know if what's gonna happen. Look, if I was a shy shut-in or whatever, man, I would not enjoy this event, but I enjoyed it. I had so much fun. It was so thrilling. I know I pretty much don't have the audience to ever like care about, oh, okay, whatever, you've been to an event or whatever. And I know there's been a bunch of b-boy events that that pretty much gets more attention or whatever. And also this feels like another jam. It feels more than that. It feels like a meetup. It feels like a reconnection with my culture within breaking, and something that really unifies and really is kind of like the sole reason of why I am still part of breaking, why I am still part of this culture in some ways, because this event really reminds me that. It reminds me the bond, the connection and the love, and also seeing one of my favorite b-boys and b-girls in this event. It was just nothing but have family fun. It was like just such the best time. I cannot get over my head when I first met, Nagin, Rock's Right, Urban Action Figure, Ivan, Alien Ness. I met b-boys that I never thought that, I would ever be alive to meet. But here I am at this event and I've been seeing them for years. It's just crazy. It really digs deep, and it's something that really, rejuvenates something in me of my love for breaking and the love for this culture. And this is the reason why I would never do anything else other than just nothing but breaking, just nothing but b-boying for all of my life. Because I said it before. I even posted that I said, like, I'm gonna take it to the grave. And that's true. Because I love this culture. I love this dance, okay? I don't, it's something that is a part of me. And it's just crazy knowing that, I get to still witness it now during this day in in my life. Because a lot of times there's been moments where I know for a fact that I'll never ever actually go back to the culture, that I might as well leave, that no one cares or nothing like that. There was b-boys in this event that actually do care. They gave me the time of day, and they cherish the moment that I almost try to end my conversation. It's like, hey, nice seeing you, bro. They keep going on. They keep going with the conversation because it feels like they were giving more for the moment that I had with them in their lives in this lifetime during this event and freestyle session. It was the best. And I thought this event was gonna flop. I thought there was nobody, there was really not a lot to do or anything. It's gonna be boring. I was kind of worrying. If you saw my thoughts and predictions about going to this event, I really questioned, like, there's not really a lot because there's already IBE, Red Bull, and whatever that actually already have their provided events out there with, the dopest b-boys and b-girls. But I still, for whatever reason, managed to find a way to actually enjoy myself going to at least one of these events. And this event really pulled it. It really kind of pulled the strings of what I love about breaking, what I love about this culture. And it's something that, I know for a fact that I can never let that go. Because when I met Nagin, Rock's Right, and everything, it felt more than just me fanboying and just like looking up to them. It felt like a mentorship. It felt like they were speaking to me, because it's still crazy that I was able to shake their hand and just, and just do more than just say I'm a big fan and all that. I met Stimpy and also B-Boy Castrito. I'm not really crazy about them, but meeting them, what an experience. That's the beauty of these b-boy events. And if anyone is in love with this culture, you got to go to one. I was nervous. I had second thoughts. I'm going to be honest. I was uncomfortable. But after, those moments in the event, I cannot stop thinking about those moments that I was in there. I couldn't stop thinking, like, I was ciphering, I was dancing, and I felt like I could have done more. But those moments that I had there were just so precious. Like, I just questioned, like, how does anyone not get nervous? I was nervous. I was shaking because I love this dance so much that, I try my best not to screw it up or anything. And I just can't help but shake. I just can't help but just be nervous or whatever. And, really though, there's no words to compare it of how I feel of going here. You have to experience it for yourselves. And that's what I did. I experienced, like, these were b-boys and b-girls that I thought I would never meet because they're usually out there in other like cities and other countries or whatever. But thank goodness, me living in somewhat a big city here in San Francisco, that I was able to meet them. I was able to meet one of these b-boys and b-girls. And shout out to Bowsy. I was a huge fan of Bowsy. I love Rock Force, okay? Monster B-Boys all day. Shout out to Jeremy and Kareem. They gave me the time of day to actually meet them. And they were stoked when I met them, okay? I even met like Yuri as well. I almost, I talked to him like a friend. Like I felt like we had such a deep meaning and a connection, especially with Ivan. Man, that was like a full on like he spoke to me. I thought he was gonna be crazy when he spoke to me and stuff like that, and hype, which he was, a little bit here and there. But he spoke to me, eye to eye, and really was honest and want to know more about me. And I just couldn't help but feel like I wish that, the music was a little silenter so I can actually hear him more. That's the thing about this event. It was a lot of moments where I just couldn't hear them because how loud the music is. But I feel like, that music really wasn't a big deal because I couldn't really think about it of the music or anything during that moment when I spoke to them because all I can think about is the person in front of me, the person I spoke to. I just can't help but, really to speak to everyone. I was bothering everybody, almost everyone in this event because I was a huge fan of what they do. I didn't care if they're a small B-boy or a small B-girl. My heart was in the right place knowing that I get to speak whoever I want to speak, like even these smaller B-boys and B-girls, if I know their name, it was a moment, okay? There was names that I know for a fact that they're not really the biggest, but I actually managed myself to actually just pretend or just honestly be who I am, whether it's both sides of just me being like, yo, I know you, and I say their name, and I give them a dap, and I give them a hug and everything. Like it's just those moments, and they automatically we began this conversation, this bond that just came out of nowhere, randomly. Like especially me and Stimpy and Castrito and meeting Run. Me and these B-boys that, are not really the biggest out there, but when I met them, it was deep. It was big. And I feel like this culture really needs that. It really needs that feeling of actually going to any event and just having those moments of, just somebody just to go up there and be like, yo, I'm a huge fan, bro. Like, yo, I've been seeing all your battles and everything. And they're like, yo, man, thank you. Just stuff like that. It's something that really cherished me, okay? This is something I learned in class, that reaching out to people is something that is the biggest gift that you can give. I couldn't help but feel like I just won the jackpot when I went to this event because I feel like I was winning and winning every time I meet a new B-boy. Every time I talk to a new B-boy, I tap them in the shoulder. They see me. I see them. They see the way I like introduce myself and say hi to them. And immediately their faces glow. They glow up and they're like, yo, oh man, okay, I appreciate you. You want? And I asked for a picture. It's like, yeah, sure. Not one B-boy or B-girl rejected me. We were, it was just all love everywhere. And it's just, it was just because of my hunger of just going to an event and do nothing but just to speak to these B-boys and B-girls. And I wish I had more time of that. Shout out to Bowsy, though, when I was meeting him. He actually knows me, believe it or not. It was the same kind of like interaction that I had with Gravity and Arc. They know me because of my videos. And B-Boy Bowsy knows me from Rock Forest, new member of the Monster, B-Boys, that he knows me because of my commentaries, because of what I do. And it's because I keep doing these videos, I keep doing these commentaries, because I don't want those times to be wasted. When I meet a B-Boy, I tell them my name, I just wait for their, reaction to see who I am and stuff like that. Rocksrite even knows me. He kind of didn't really go off the cuffs of talking about, what I do or whatever. But he even knows me like, oh yeah, Vinzel. Yeah, you do the commentary and stuff. I seen those videos. Like, no way, you did? I was like, yeah. Stuff like that. And pretty much, we had this huge conversation or whatever. And, just the way these B-boys and B-girls speak, you can tell that they've been there, here and there, and whatever. But, those moments of speaking to them was always cherishing because it was those moments that at least I really was like a huge fan. I literally truly am, authentically talk to them, not only like, me being a fanboy, but I speak to the ones that, because we're all people at the end of the day, because that's why I want to actually cherish those moments by just sharing that bond. So once they see my channel and once they see my posts, they know who I am, and I want to make the best experience, because you never know where those experiences and those good moments of opportunities will actually, come back, just to give you something because of that, that one moment with them. And I had a lot of fun, especially the music and everything, the cipher. Man, the interaction, everything, almost everything connects, everything hits. And I did a little ciphering. It was so good. I did not get smoked at all. I was kind of worried about that. I'm going to be honest. That's why you don't see me ciphering, because I suck and I actually got, will get smoked. But I did well. Not the best, but I guarantee you that I do okay. And once you're a b-boy, you got cipher. I feel like there's someone that said that to me. I'm not sure if it's Alien Ness or whatever, but it's like, you got cipher. If you're a b-boy, you got cipher. I've been inspired by Battle Cats. It's important that I have to actually witness what they go through when it comes to ciphering. I was nervous, but once I actually did it a couple times, man, I was still nervous, but I actually handled it pretty well. And man, there were so many b-boys and b-girls that I wish I know their names, but I feel like I will be there all night, all day long. And because I didn't really have the time that I wanted, at least I get to experience. And let me tell you, for these moments that I had in this event will never be forgotten. I went to this event knowing that I want to rejuvenate my love for breaking. Due to how it's growing, and due to I want to actually make content for so long in my life to actually do what I do, it's important that, I still carry that, that resemblance of this culture within me. And it's all thanks to Freestyle Session for making this. It was truly a special edition, because man, I had a special time of actually coming here and just hanging out and just being, you know, being part of the family. It just felt like I was part of the family, because I immediately know who they are. I spoke to them and it just feels something. Maybe I'm going oversaturated. Maybe I'm going a little crazy about how I'm actually looking at this event or whatever. Like, Vince is not a big deal. To me, it is. 2 years of not going to any b-boy events. 2 years of actually having the hunger and thinking like, oh, should I quit or whatever, and have new things. And pretty much this whole event really grabbed me, and it really actually say like, it really spoke to me like, you belong here. That's what it was. And I felt belonged with this, with the many b-boys and b-girls I met. There's no other place I'd rather be. There's no other sport I'd rather be part of. I don't care if, especially when I'm into like parkour and skateboarding and all these other sports, breaking was there. I even bought clothing, if you can see it. I'll post a vlog later. But I bought a clothing from a breaking brand. I gave them money, and pretty much, because of course, I want to buy their clothes, okay? Their hat and shirt and whatever. And this man was like very appreciated. He looked at me, he was like, thank you. Thank you so much. And I was like, hey man, thank you for this, this hat and whatever. Because I know for a fact that these clothes that I'm going to carry will be with me for so long. I wish there was more clothes, but it was good enough to know that, I get to carry these wherever I go. Other than that, yeah, pretty much, I don't know what else to say other than I really wish. I mean, there could be an interview here and there since they remember me. I was like speaking to Rocksprite, like, yo, interview, like, and he's like, yeah, sure, man, yeah, I'm down. You just gotta give them time of day or whatever. And man, it just reminds me of Style Elements. It reminds me of any event, b-boy event I go. My mouth will be run dry from just the amount of times I'm just gonna reach out to any b-boy and b-girl that I know their name, and just come up to them and say, I'm a big fan. I support you. Yo, can I get a picture? And yo, can we chop it up and actually have a conversation with one another, like as the culture needs? And that's what I did. That's what I would do forever. I know for a fact that I wouldn't do well in competing in tournaments, but there's different aspects of breaking that I know that I can achieve and that I can actually be happy to be a part of. A lot of times, man, like I can't help but actually just smile throughout the whole event. I can't stop thinking. The whole time when I was riding with my Uber, like all the way home, I did not listen to any music, because usually I listen to music. Usually I look out. Usually I sleep because I would be tired. I'm not tired at all. I wanted more. I felt, I couldn't help but actually just thinking of this event and just feel like, man, this is everything. This is something that I needed. And it's true, I do. But other than that, thank you guys for watching. And yeah, Freestyle Session 2020-22. It was a good time. Peace.